All Things Motoring International is owned and brought to you by SA's most trusted online vehicle platform, CHANGECARS. Our name says it all. Whether you're looking to sell, need advice, need finance, or need insurance, CHANGECARS has you covered. Coming up this week on All Things Motoring International, Mike explores some of the 300 cars attending the 41st edition of Angela's Picnic, and Ernest heads to the starting point of the Cape 1000 at the V&A Waterfront in Cape Town. This is a show that showcases South Africa's finest.
We're at Riversands Farm for the 41st edition of Angela's Picnic. What is Angela's Picnic? It's an incredible annual event held to raise funds for charity. The charity in question is Wits Hospice, a truly needy cause. Around us, 300 cars, everything you can think of, from A to B, Alfa Romeo to Volvo, and everything in between. So guess what we're going to bring you? Everything from A to B and everything in between. There are certain brands that have a golden era. When you think of Toyota, in my opinion, every era is a golden era. But there's one particular time that stands out for me. In 1987, I was 14 years old, and there were three Toyotas that were just magnificent looking. The Toyota Corolla, the Toyota Conquest, and the Toyota Avante. Behind us, a beautiful example of a 1987 Avante 1.6i twin cam. Tell us about this car, Peter.
Very first Avante I bought was an 85.
Very fortunate.
Yeah, no, just was lucky. I bought it brand new, and it was just a GLE 1.6.
So that was a standard 8-valve at the time.
Standard 8-valve at the time, and you know, young boys,
Good.
never happy with what you got. Upgraded to another one, which I made a look-alike.
Yes.
A twin cam, bumpers, colored, everything, and I realized I'm just fooling myself. So I eventually I bought my first twin cam. It was a red twin cam. I found another one, a second-hand one, which was in fairly good mechanical condition, but a bit of wear and tear.
Right.
I decided between the two, I'm going to build the Avante that I thought the Toyota should have put on a showroom floor. So a lot went into a total strip down. It was oyster grey before. Always wanted to have a silver car. It was possible those days, but you know, you're young and you have to wait 6 weeks. So you take what's available. So got the engines out, swapped the engines out, swapped the interior out. Had the car in for 6 weeks for a spray job.
Incredible.
They did an immaculate job on it. And that's how it started. This happened in 2005 and I finished it up in 2007.
Now, my very first car, 1991, was an Alfa 33. Anybody who's ever driven an old Alfa will tell you the gearbox is notchy. It's just a difficult car. You start it in the morning, it doesn't want to idle. I remember driving a car like this in around 92, and it struck me smooth, crisp. Is it still like that today?
It's still like that. You remember they came from solid shift to
Yes.
cable shift. That made a huge difference in those days.
Course.
You go back in time and you compare it to the era. Today it's fashion, you can look at everywhere. Everybody's got split exhausts.
Yes.
I already had it. Done it that time and I thought it's just look cool. Twin. You got it everywhere, you got to need it.
And we talk about split exhaust. Today you see split exhaust and half the time they're actually fake. In this particular case, 100% real. The pipe was feeding into the outlet.
Yeah, so what happened was I had to split it back straight and go a long way. So that split makes the sounds a bit different because the travel's a bit different. So the sound on this one is pretty unique to twin cams. It doesn't sound like a normal twin cam.
Peter, it's very, very clear you're passionate about this particular car, you're passionate about the Avante, as we've heard the story. I see the wind blowing in your hair. Tell me that this isn't a perfect scene. Peter, may you and the car go from strength to strength. If ever you want to sell it, I say it to everybody. You've got a willing buyer. You won't have to beg me. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you,
Wishing
Michael.
you the very best.
Thank you, sir.
There are certain cars that every time I see an example of them, bring back a specific memory. My interpretation of Nelson PK on the 1984 BMW 635 CSI. Today we've got not a 1984, but a 1982 model, and very, very unique. Ernest, you're the proud owner of this. 1979 or 1982, you need to clarify.
Yeah, it was built in 79,
Right.
and I bought it in 82.
So in 79, it's a left-hand drive, comes from Germany. Did you import it?
No, it was I bought it used as a second hand. Still under just over 92,000 case. Yeah. It's fantastic. It's got enough horsepower. You enjoy it, and
Yeah.
I enjoy it for car shows now. It used to be a day-to-day motor car, and then now it's just part of the classics and
course.
just enjoying the car for the rides out.
course.
Whatever. Yes.
So anybody who knows anything about a BMW 6-cylinder, straight six, silky smooth, this was one of the first cars with fuel injection. The fuel injection unit in here is not quite what we have today. This is a mechanical fuel injection. One of the trademarks of a BMW of the 1970s, 80s and early 90s was a unique toolkit in the boot. For me, I just found that incredible. You had spanners, you had screwdrivers, you had pliers. This particular car still got the original toolkit?
Still got the original toolkit, but it's hardly ever used. Never used it in any case, but it's always there for emergency if you
course.
really need to use it.
Well, you talk about having not used it. With 90,000 kilos, this car's hardly even run in. The interior, absolutely pristine. The seats, not the cloth of the time, but Recaro leather. Absolutely magnificent. In terms of comfort, what is it like?
It's very comfortable drive, and it's you don't get tired of driving the vehicle. You enjoy it driving.
A big shout out to Recaro. You know how to treat your customers. You hug them. Wishing you the very best. You've got the most beautiful example in South Africa.
Thank you very much.
Coming up after the break, Ernest attends the 2024 registration of the Cape 1000 and talks to some Porsche enthusiasts, and Temba Robin joins us for the first of our new series, Investigator.
That is embarrassing! 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 That is embarrassing!
Are you looking to sell? Visit Change Cars and click on the Selling tab.
Why, hello there. Today we observe a modern classic. Standing here behind me is an Alfa Romeo Brera Spider, a 2008 with a 2.2 litre engine, to be exact. Now, this vehicle behind me is lesser spotted compared to its other counterparts of BMW, Mercedes and Audi. But it comes in an even more scarce model, the 3.2 litre. You get all the beauty, but extra performance. Very nice.
So we're standing here in front of this beautiful Alfa Romeo, and we often struggle with finding the owners because they don't want to put up their hands, but we have found Mr. Tony. How are you, sir?
Pleased to meet you, Temba.
Likewise, likewise. So this is your vehicle?
This is mine, yes.
Okay, how long have you had it for?
About 8 years.
8 years, and
Yes.
you enjoy driving it on a day-to-day?
Yes, it's not my everyday car,
Okay.
but I enjoy taking it out. This is my third Spider.
So you sound like you've had a lot of experience with the Alphas and the Spiders in particular.
Yes.
I've heard that there's a bit of an oil issue. Do you get an oil tray with the vehicle? Have you got it?
That's old news. There's no oil problems with the new Alphas. Eh?
Okay, not with the new Alphas.
No.
And then in terms of your most recently dialed numbers, any of them a mechanic?
No, last was a routine service. So yeah, no, there's no.
Well, I think the last thing we have to ask is, you're a proud Alpha man?
I've been a member of the club for over 30 years. I've had 6 Alphas, and this is my baby. This is numero uno.
Numero uno. Well, that's wonderful to hear, heartfelt, and it seems like it's going to drizzle a little bit, so we are going to head off, and then you give us a call if you need a push run. Thanks, Tony.
Okay, Zebra. No worries, Zebra.
It's the Cape 1000 again, the epic journey where drivers from all over Cape Town traverse some of the best roads in the Southern Hemisphere and certainly in the Western Cape over 5 days with spectacular scenery, fantastic cars and amazing company. Let's go find out who will be taking part and have a look at some of the more special cars here today. I'm standing here with a familiar face to the show, Peter Wells. But Peter, last time we chatted, you were in a Bentley, which I really enjoyed, but now things have changed slightly. You've gone German.
I've gone German, and it's my first 911, and it's amazing. And that's why I know people buy 911s. You put it in the corner, it goes exactly where you want it to go. It is an amazing car.
Now, Porsches are known for the fact that when you drive them and once you've experienced it once, you know what it's about. This one though, limited edition Speedster, it's got a little bit of extra spice on it, doesn't it?
A little bit of extra chili spice. I think there's only 3 in the country, and I bought this from a collector. It's 4 years old, and it's only done 2,900 kilometers because he kept it in a... I'm going to drive it a bit more, so I can only really push it past 5,000 RPM when it goes to 3,000 kilometers, which is hopefully when we go past Stellenbosch tomorrow.
So 500 kilometers to go. Watch out for Peter Wells. As soon as that clock hits the right number, it's go time. There was 1994 and a movie called True Lies starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Arnold Schwarzenegger was released, and in that movie was a car just like this one. Now the Chev Corvette from the 57, 58 and 59 period was an absolute classic, and even me that didn't like classic cars found this one to be my favorite. But for a little history lesson on this Corvette over here, let's once again go to the voice in the sky and find out some more.
The Chevrolet Corvette C1 was the first generation of the Corvette sports cars produced by Chevrolet. It was first introduced late in 1953 and produced until 1962. This generation is commonly referred to as the solid axle generation, as the independent rear suspension didn't appear until the 1963 Stingray. The first series of Corvettes began to warm the hearts of Americans and would soon earn the title of America's sports car. It began as a clandestine project, codenamed Project Opal, with a hand-built EX122 pre-production prototype being shown to the public at the 1953 General Motors Motorama at the Waldorf Astoria in New York City.
I'm standing here with Andreas, and it looks like it's a Porsche affair here because we are chatting to you about your 930 Turbo, the car that many people says was super difficult to drive in the wet when it came out. What's it like to drive in 2024?
Yeah, what can I say? It is super difficult to drive. No, it's not. It's not. The car is wonderful. The car behaves wonderful. The only thing is when you rev it up beyond the 4,000 tons, then you must be a little bit careful because then the engine kicks you. It kicks you really in your back.
Yeah.
And when it's wet, then be careful.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But it's good fun to drive.
So Andreas, what brings you to South Africa, and have you done the Cape 1000 before?
I did the Cape 1000 last year. That was one thing. I love cars. I love Porsche. I love to be together with other people who love the same. And yeah, to be honest, I worked for a couple of years with Volkswagen in South Africa.
Okay.
And that was the beginning of my love to South Africa.
It's so interesting that the current MD of VW South Africa is Martina Biena as well, also from your side of the world. Is it true that you flew here in your own plane?
Yeah, that's true. I flew here in my own plane. That was a long trip. Took me a couple of days because my plane is not the biggest one. But that was really a nice adventure.
So many interesting characters here at the Cape 1000. Definitely worth checking that out for the cars and the people. So that is it for this year's installment of the Cape 1000. Once again, incredible cars and incredible company. But will I see you guys on the start line for next year's Cape 1000? Time will tell. See you then.
The team at All Things Motoring would love to congratulate all the winners from this year's Cape 1000, and a special congratulations to the organisers who once again pulled off an amazing event. Coming up after the break, we're back with Mike at Angela's Picnic. Did you know? A regularity race is a type of motorsport event that combines elements of precision driving, navigation, and time management. Unlike traditional races where participants aim to complete a course in the shortest possible time, regularity races focus on maintaining a consistent and predetermined average speed throughout the entire route. These races often take place on public roads and feature a variety of terrains and challenges to test the driver's skills. It's a test of precision, strategy, and communication between the driver and navigator. Looking for finance and insurance? Visit CHANGECARS and click on the Financial Products tab.
There is nothing that excites me like running into a friend of the show. Today we have got truly a friend of the show. Shorty, you've got a concept behind us here that I've never heard of. It's called a Diarama. Tell us about it.
Michael, yeah, as you know, I'm a bit of a petrol head. It's just a passion I've had with cars all my life, and especially with model cars, you know. And we used to buy those bigger ones in the 1/18 scale in the old years.
And they always used to come in a specific packaging.
Yeah.
And you said, no, we're going to do it differently.
But they're so big and they're just in a box, you know. And you either see them through the box or you take them out and display them and then have to clean them every now and again. Yeah, and for various reasons, I had to then scale down to something small. And I wasn't really into the smaller ones, except when I was a kid with the dinky toys and corgis and that
like
sort of stuff.
25, 30 years ago, of course.
I think like 60 years ago. But in any case, then I started with the Hot Wheels. I don't know, for whatever reason. And just looking at, this is nice, this is nice.
Yeah.
Then I went one step further. I said, but why hasn't this thing got headlamps or tail lights? Why hasn't this thing got door handles? Why hasn't it got an exhaust? And then I started just detailing them.
Clever.
And then, yes, I ran to people that started making me a little Perspex box. As you're aware, I gave you one at the previous show. And that was nice. But it was just a little bit small for me. Then it became a problem to get the boxes. Long story short, then one day I ran into a hobby shop and I saw these wooden boxes there.
And did the light switch on?
It was just the box, and I said, but this is now a replacement.
Yeah.
Believe me, Michael, I've got a wall as you get into my house on the left, which is unpainted or plastered rather, just a brick wall. And I've got them up there. When I'm finished, you won't believe 3, 4, 5 of them. It makes a beautiful sight. It really does. But it's just my way of doing it. And the beauty again, Mike, is that it's something you can't buy in a shop. It's unique.
The gentleman next to me, Shorty van Zyl, is truly unique. He will do anything for anyone. He's passionate, he's kind, he sees us, he runs up to us. Literally, short of hugging me, he did everything else. Please support him. His details are on your screen right now. Think of your ideal car, ideal setting. Shorty, you'll make it happen, Mania.
Thank you so much, Mike.
There's nothing for me like seeing a car that brings back memories. December 1993, I bought my first brand new car, BMW 325i, Lyndhurst BMW, Johannesburg Road, Lyndhurst. The price was 136,500. It wasn't a cabriolet like this, but talking about a beautiful BMW 1994 325i cabriolet. Rian, this is special. Tell us about its beauty.
Yeah, thank you. I've had it for almost a year now. I had some other BMWs. I remember distinctly at the end of 1994, we had a tour in Mpumalanga, the Long Tom Pass, and somebody came past with a green one with that almost baseball leather interior. So it made an impression. This one, it's about 200,000 kilometers, so it's not showroom.
Sure,
I'm working
but it's in very nice condition.
Getting it, we resprayed. But the thing is, accessible fun. So we did a manual conversion. She had an auto. Driving to work with the top down and the engine revving happily to 6,500. To me, it was actually a revelation. I was fortunate enough to get a hardtop also. I built a hoist in my garage to save it there. So even with the hardtop, it looks quite nice. So yeah, BMWs, I like them. I had a 635.
The 635, that must have been incredible.
No, it was lovely. Again, I deliberately bought one that was a bit moog, so that I can fix it up and use it daily. Because if you've got a museum piece, some people enjoy having 10 cars that they can look at. I want to enjoy the car, and I must say this is the one thing. This car is giving me good, accessible fun and just always on, you know.
But something that's always intrigued me, we talk about evolution, we talk about revolution. The E30 that was before this was an old, tired looking car. Yes, they're worth millions of rands today if you find the right one, but you take the E36, the digital components, the readouts, etc. Absolutely unbelievable. A car like this to drive today is still a pleasant experience.
Yes, and this is the other attraction of this vehicle. It's modern enough that it doesn't feel like, you know, you're driving something that's made out of iron girders and all that, but it's still analog enough, the driving experience.
Lovely to chat to you.
Okay, thanks, Michael. Thank you, guys.
Coming up next week on All Things Motoring International. Angela's picnic was so impressive that we decided to bring you even more from this annual event in next week's episode. And Ernest attends the Things of Beauty event at Woodmill in Stellenbosch, Cape Town. This is a show with beauty and beasts.
Will I see you guys on the start line next year? Who knows? I'll see you guys. All right, do it again.
Standing behind me, Alfa Romeo, sorry.
Age before beauty and size doesn't matter.
Yeah, she's the MD of
MD. Yeah, MD, yeah, okay.
South Africa.
Yeah.
And I was this 20 years ago.
Oh, no ways. I should have known that.
And I'm just gonna act casually on the side.
Yeah. Just look at me with love.
Things in life happened, we got married, and the car had to go, unfortunately. So
too much of a good thing will kill you. Marriage was the best thing.
You know, I have to make, where's my priorities?
So now looking at you, talking to you, I can see you tired of this car. How much do you want for it?
No, it's not for sale, not tired for it yet. I'm still enjoying it.
Shorty, just be calm. I said, yes, I don't know what to expect. And Mike said, don't worry, I'm only going to ask you a couple of questions.
They say real men drive E30s because, So,
please support him. His details are on your screen right now. Think of your ideal car, ideal setting. Shorty, you'll make it happen, Mania.
Thank you so much, Mike. You want the phone number or not?
On the screen.
On the screen. Oh, okay.
Do you need any motoring advice? From where or what to buy and where to sell? Visit the All Things Motoring International website and click the Advice tab to ask Mikey. All Things Motoring International was brought to you by SA's most trusted online vehicle platform, CHANGECARS. Our name says it all. There is no safer online vehicle platform. That's not an opinion, that's a fact.